My name is Harrison Davis, a 27-year-old office worker. I'm living a normal life now, but I grew up very po. How po, you ask? There was never dinner at my home. My mom worked late into the night and left early in the morning for work, yet we still struggled. Both time and money were scarce, making it impossible to prepare dinner. My mom worked so hard because of the debt my father left behind. My father ran away, leaving my mom as the guarantor of his debt, so my mom raised me all by herself while repaying the debt. For that, I respect her tremendously. Though it was only breakfast, I love my mom's cooking the most. However, I was always hungry. During the day, there was lunch at school, but in the evening, despite the delicious smells wafting from other houses, I couldn't eat anything. To distract myself from the hunger, I would roam the streets after school. One day, while walking alone as usual, I saw a person wandering with a lunch box in the hand for some reason. Judging from the uniform, that person seemed to be a high school girl. She had long, black hair and a mole under her left eye. As a child, I felt she is beautiful, and I was watching her. Then she tried to throw away the contents of her lunch box into a trash can in front of a gas station. "Hey, you're going to throw that away," I blurted out in surprise. She looked at me, who had spoken to her out of the blue, and seemed a little embarrassed.
It doesn't matter. I'm full.
Really? It looks delicious though.
This stuff isn't tasty at all. Even if I'm hungry, I wouldn't want to eat.
I'm really hungry, so I'd like to eat it.
Do you want to eat this then?
Really? I responded eagerly, and she took me to a nearby park. We sat on a bench there, and she spread her lunch box in front of me. This looks delicious. The contents of the lunch box were all luxurious foods I'd never eaten before. I was so happy that I gobbled it up right away.
You eat really fast. Were you that hungry?
Yeah, I can usually only eat twice a day.
What? Why?
When I explained the reason, she looked very surprised. We parted ways that day, but I met her again in front of the same gas station the next day. She was wandering around with another lunch box in her hand. I rushed over to her, but this time it seemed she wasn't going to throw it away.
I thought about throwing this away again, but I remembered you and started looking for you. Do you want to eat again today?
I know, I want to eat.
What's your name?
Harrison Davis, 4th grade elementary school. And you are?
Fine, Mia. I'm a senior in high school. Nice to meet you.
From that day on, I started to meet Mia at the park and receive a lunch box from her. Having a proper dinner was an irreplaceable joy for me. Such life continued for about a week, and then there was a change in the contents of the lunch box.
Look, you said you like sweet omelet the other day, right? I included it today.
Really? Yay?
Hey, you mentioned you don't like carrots, but if you chop them up finely and mix them with sauce, they taste really good. Give it a try.
What? It's true, it's delicious. Even the carrots, which I disliked, were overcome by the deliciousness of Maya's lunchbox. At first, the side dishes were rather bland, but once I told my likes and dislikes, they reflected my preferences and became more colorful. The meal I looked forward to the most every day became Maya's lunchbox. Perhaps there's a certain excitement unique to lunch boxes, wondering what's in it today. That's different from my mom's cooking. Mia was dressed in the uniform of a prestigious girls' school in the city. Her mannerisms were elegant, and she seemed to live in a world different from mine. Why would such a person be kind to me? Why did Mia have a lunch box, which she does not need, in the first place? In hindsight, it's quite a mysterious story. But I felt that if I upset Mia, I wouldn't be able to eat any more, so I just devoured the lunch without asking anything. However, such happy days didn't last long. As the new year turned to spring, Mia said, "This is the last lunch. I can't come here anymore. I'm sorry." I didn't know why Mia left at the time, but looking back, she probably went to college out of town. The lunch box filled with only my favorite foods became the last taste. I thought I'd go back to not being able to eat dinner again, but before Mia left, she told me about a community center run by the local government. There was a service where children could eat for free, and I started going there every day. While I no longer had to worry about hunger, parting with Mia was tough. I couldn't forget about Mia, who kindly gave lunch boxes to a stranger like me. From such childhood experiences, I strongly realized that food is indispensable for survival. There's nothing more representative of abundance and happiness than being able to eat delicious food. With that in mind, I wanted to get a job related to food and studied hard since middle school. As a result, I got a job at a major company that does consulting for the restaurant industry. Now I can give my mom a little break. When I got a starting salary, I took my mom to a fancy French full course. After joining the company, I realized that there are so many delicious things in this world. Being affluent means having so many food options, and I was amazed. But the most delicious food is still my mom's cooking, and Maya's lunchbox. No matter how delicious food I eat, that hasn't changed. 5 years after joining the company, I, now 27, was assigned a big project for the first time. It's about a new creative dining bar. The target is office workers, and I'm proposing a wide range of menus from Western to Japanese cuisine. In addition, if we offer a takeout, we can expect people to come and buy during lunchtime due to the location. We put effort into the interior and advertising, but the key is the food. We've had several meetings with the owner, but it's been difficult to find a main chef because of the high level of demand. For market research, I've been eating at nearby restaurants. In the midst of this, there was a store that caught my attention. It's a small lunchbox shop, but every single lunchbox is delicious. Though I need to check out numerous stores, I found myself repeatedly drawn to that one lunchbox store. It wasn't as though their menu was new or exotic, but it had a magnetic pull, making me want to eat there over and over again. I wondered who could make such cuisine. The only person in the store was a gruff, elderly storekeeper. Apparently, the person doing the actual cooking was in the back kitchen. Peering into the kitchen, I could see a pink apron but couldn't make out the wearer's face. One day, as usual, I was buying my lunch box and about to head back to the office. I heard angry voices from the back alley. When I looked, the storekeeper was yelling at someone.
"You could quit any time, for all I care."
The man berated the individual mercilessly and returning to his shop. Out of curiosity, I glanced at the woman. She was wearing the same pink apron. Could it be her? Wait, what? In surprise, I found myself instinctively walking towards her. It was Mia, the woman who used to give me homemade lunch box when I was in elementary school. Although it's been over 15 years, the moment our eyes met, all my memories came flooding back. She looked much more worn out, but her beautiful features and the mole under her left eye were still the same. Mia.
Who might you be?
It's me, Harrison Davis. Remember, you used to share your lunch box with me when I was a kid in the park.
Oh my, could it be? Is that you, Davis?
I was overjoyed that Mia remembered me. By chance, we had reconnected, and I invited Mia out to dinner that very night. I took her to an Italian restaurant where I'd once done some consulting work with a senior colleague. However, the moment we entered the restaurant, Mia declared, "I'm going home." Why, this is a fantastic place.
I can tell that just by looking. It just seems expensive, and I don't have much money.
Don't worry about that. It's on me tonight. I had planned to cover the bill from the start, so I convinced Mia to stay. Once we were in the private room, I ordered a variety of recommended dishes and drinks.
You've grown up to be quite the man, Davis. Our tables have turned completely.
Mia said so shyly, looking at me. Once I finished ordering, dressed in a worn-out cardigan and jeans, with her hair not quite tidied. Mia was a stark contrast to her high school self, who always dressed in fine clothes. I wondered what had happened to her while we were apart. Sensing the awkward silence, Mia began to share her story up to this point.
Do you know of the company called Smith Industries, Davis?
Yes, I do. It's a well-known big business back in our hometown.
Well, that's actually my father's company. My full name is Mia Smith.
Really? I was surprised to learn that Mia was a president's daughter. It suddenly made sense why she had gone to a prestigious school and had such a refined upbringing. Mia used to live a wealthy lifestyle that any person would admire, but it seems that the Smith household was rather cold. Her mother had passed away from illness. Her father was always with his mistress, and her sister, 5 years older than her, was always out partying. The only person at home was a malicious housekeeper. Mia said she had always been longing for the warmth of family. On that day, the lunchbox that was about to be thrown away was made by the housekeeper. However, it was filled with foods that Mia disliked. Apparently, it was the housekeeper's way of messing with Mia, who was in her rebellious phase at the time.
I couldn't feel bit of love in it, and I thought I'd rather starve to death than eat it. But when I was about to throw it away, you looked at me with sparkling eyes and asked, "You're throwing it away?" I felt strange when I washed the lunchbox after coming home that day.
Food, which she had only considered as something to fill her stomach, might carry a deeper meaning. Thinking so, she began to go to the park again to see me enjoying the meals.
At first, the housekeeper was making it, but eventually, I started making them.
Really? I noticed the taste and appearance changed, but you were actually making them yourself.
Yes, because you, Davis, were the only place I belonged. I found joy in catering to your preferences and finding ways to eliminate dislikes.
Having discovered the joy of cooking, she went to a college to study food science. However, her father's company went bankrupt while she was in a college. Mia dropped out of college, and her family fell apart. Yet, Mia managed to get her cooking and nutritionist certifications and worked diligently. But her wasteful sister came, begging for money, and pushed her even further down the hole. Her sister disappeared with a man, leaving Mia to take on all the debts. She explained how this led to her current impoverished lifestyle.
I became sick and am not able to work full-time anymore. Now I work at the lunchbox shop and do night shifts at a factory.
But isn't the treatment there terrible? With your skills, you could work at other places.
I'm already 35. It's impossible. I'm actually worried they might fire me.
Hearing about the hardships she faced due to her family's debts, I couldn't help but look down. However, I felt more than just sympathy. Despite her hardships, Mia was facing forward and trying hard. Her interest in food, her efforts, it was as if I was looking at myself. I looked straight at Mia and said, "Mia, you said our tables have turned, right?
Yeah.
Then it's my turn now. I'll support you."
What do you mean?
Mia looked puzzled, but I had made a firm decision. I had always wanted to give back to her. Now it's time. A few days later, I took Mia to that creative dining bar. There, I asked the owner, please hire her as the main chef. The owner asked Mia to cook a few dishes for him to taste. After tasting them, the owner nodded greatly.
I see. She's definitely more than capable.
After discussing with the owner, they agreed to offer me a package that would allow her not to work multiple jobs. As a result, the diner thrived. One review, despite being a fashionable diner, the dishes are really homey and it's amazing that attracted more and more customers. The takeout lunch boxes were particularly popular. Mia kept coming up with new menus to cater to the diverse clients. It became a hot topic, and even the media came to interviews. I, who had consulted for the restaurant, joined them too.
What is the appeal of this restaurant?
It's the thoughtfulness of the owner and Harrison Davis who consulted for us. Eventually, I want to offer takeout that parents can bring home to their children as gifts.
Hearing that, I was taken aback. Mia was looking at me and smiling happily. Even in poverty, we can still possess richness of the heart. I learned that from my mom and Mia. Sooner, I'm thinking about inviting Mia to join me in volunteering for a child support program. I want to continue doing my very best to provide tasty meals to as many people as possible.